Hello. Welcome everyone to JLABTV. I am JLAB and this is Football Manager 2022, the Youth Academy Championship with Beira-Mar. We have just had our youth intake preview and our centre midfield looks very good. We have a top prospect there. One of our wingers looks like a very handy prospect, and considering there's two on each wing, it could be one of each side for all we know. And we also have another striker who could be considered a fine prospect, which again is very promising indeed. Unfortunately, despite having a C for both, goalkeepers look like we're lacking in quality in goal, and the attacking midfielder central is looking like it's below the standards. Fullbacks do not look like there's a great deal of quality there, while in centre backs we are looking like they would not be a short quality or potential, just not good quality. We're also going to have no defensive midfielders, no wide midfielders, and no wing backs, which again is a little concerning. And also, I just looked at this, there's only going to be one fullback, which again is a little concerning. There's also one more thing to talk about, and that's the fact we've got a new head of youth development. So I managed to pick up Alex Suarez as a new head of youth development. He suddenly came off my radar, and he only wanted £650 a week compared to my previous one, who wanted about 1.1 grand a week and was not as good. So it was almost a no-brainer to bring this guy in as a new head of youth development. Also the fact he has the preferred formation of a 4-3-3 and is resolute in personality. So while we have controlled possession, we are great. The only issue he has really is the fact he doesn't know a lot of Portugal, which he'll learn over time. But I think everything else kind of makes up for that. And he's also learning a Continental C license. He's only got a National A license, and he's already this good. So maybe, just maybe, he can be even better than before. We've all had a few games since we last met, so let's go with those games, shall we? So the first game we had was in the league against Tondela, and we went 1-0 down in the 68 minutes thanks to a penalty, and then we conceded a second goal just 2 minutes later after Cordoba finds himself through. He shoots, he scores, it's 2-0, we're beaten in the league, and really, it was just one of those days. We didn't deserve anything out of this, and between players being injured and having suspensions, or being on international duty, we're kind of buggered regardless. We then took on Tondela again at their ground, this time at Tata Portugal, and we took the lead in 62 minutes, Akende with the opening goal, and I'm thinking, are we about to pull off the upset? They equalised in the 79th minute of the game, and that's just lucky. Lopez gets there first, doesn't do anything else, and we concede. Survivors in goal for this game because of injuries and international duties and suspensions. So yes, Cartagena then scores in extra time in the 95th minute of the game, and then we concede another goal in the 105th minute of the game to ensure we're out of the competition. Honestly, wasn't expecting much out of this, but still disappointing that that kind of goal goes in. Lopez gets two very lucky goals in this game, and I was disappointed that we conceded both of them. But again, it was just one of those games, unfortunately for us. Our next game was in the league against Gondomar, and we went behind inside 23 minutes from this corner. I couldn't believe this went in at first, but then I actually had to double check because we were the better team at first. And then they scored that goal, and then in the 85th of the game, Castro's in, Castro scores. Terrible defending from our point of view, and we just let him in. So yeah, just one of those games where nothing went right for us. We had chances, we just didn't get them on target. We then took on Amora, and inside 43 minutes, we're 1-0 down, and I'm thinking to myself, are we about to lose to the team that's currently bottom of the table? Thankfully for us, no. We equalised. Sandoval scores the equalising goal. They're down to 10 men at this point. So if he hadn't scored, it'd be disappointing. And then 80 minutes in, we get ourselves a winner. Ricardo Santos is on the ball here. He goes for goal. And that is the weakest effort I've ever seen from a goalkeeper. He should not be missing those. He should not be scoring those efforts. But I'm not complaining either way because we got all 3 points thanks to that terrible excuse of a goalkeeping attempt of a save. I mean, if it goes your way, it goes your way. Our next game was away from Huggies Benelens, and we went 1-0 down after that penalty scored by Marquise. Then Beretta does this. He got the goal of the month with that effort, and that's an amazing free kick for a centre-back. But unfortunately for us, we couldn't hold on for a share of the spoils. We lose after Marquis scores again. And João Gil, who's forced to play this game because Saraiva was injured and Pereira was called up for international duty, wasn't available on a Monday. So I hate Monday games because our international call-ups are taking players away from us. Despite everything, I feel like we deserve something more than just a 2-1 defeat, but it just wasn't to be, unfortunately for us. We then hosted Estrada de Amadora, and we were 1-up inside 27 minutes. Akende plays the ball in the middle, finds Antunes. He shouldn't have got to that, but he did. 1-0 here. And then we make it 2 in the 79th minute of the game. Breda finds Akende finds Sandoval, and Sandoval gets there first. He's not missing that chance 9 times out of 10. And 2-0, another victory in the league. And this time against a team I honestly felt maybe a team we'll struggle against. But we got a 2-goal win. And we get the clean sheet too, which is not usual for us these days, as sad that is to admit. The next game we had was away from home against Lucien La Rosa, and after dominating the first half, we went 1-0 down after Ronaldo Tavares does that. I am just thinking to myself, are we about to drop points needlessly again? But then we equalise 58 minutes in, Sandoval finds Alvarez and Akende scores. This is a really well worked goal, so we know we can score, but unfortunately for us, just 4 minutes later, we concede a second goal, and Sergio Andrade finds Ronaldo Tavares, who scores again. I hate him now, I really do. But then we had a penalty, and we scored it in the 91st minute of the game. Hugo Sandoval rescues us once again, and honestly, if you look at the shots we had, you're probably thinking, we deserve to share the spoils here. Were we lucky to have managed to pick up a penalty late on? Yes, absolutely. But our XG tells us that we were probably the better team even without the penalty, and we just deserve to share the spoils here. So maybe, just maybe, we were justified in thinking we should have even won the game instead of just having to rely on a penalty to get an equaliser. Who knows? However, the last game we had was actually against Chavez, and we're 1-0 up inside 80 minutes. Akende finds Antunes scores the opening goal of the game. Chavez are a team we have many issues with in the past, and when we go 2-0 up inside 25 minutes, I'm thinking, are we about to end our drought against them? Sandoval scores 2-0, and I'm happy, really happy. Unfortunately for us, we don't keep the clean sheet because we concede here. Matos finds Schürrle, and Schürrle scores. Keeper should do better, really, but again, it's one of those games. Then we concede a penalty, and Estrella scores 2-2. Can we hold on? Can we get a winner? No, we can't do either because we concede again. Youssef scores this effort, thinks the keeper. I think he's done a cheeky flick to beat the keeper here, and we then lose 3-2. After being 2-0 up at one point, we've absolutely thrown away a chance of winning this game, and I was quite disgusted by our players. I really was. Couldn't believe it. And we lose 3-2 after being 2-0 up. Disgraceful behaviour. What this does mean for us is we are now in 10th. Now, admittedly, you can't see the highlight anymore because for some reason the new skin update for this Xenon skin has actually taken it away. I don't know why, but I'm not upset either, which just means that you can't tell who we're managing now. But we are in 10th place at the moment. We have played 14 times, won 5, drawn 3, lost 6. Now, admittedly, if you look at the teams we've lost to, Chavez are 2nd, Belenenses are in 7th, Gondom are the only outlier for this because they're 12th place, but Tondela are in 3rd, Estoril are in 1st, and Ferenc are in 8th. So, all but one of those teams are above us. And if you look at the table, there's only 2 points between ourselves, who are in 10th, and 15th place Muffer, who we take on today. So if we lose, we could be as low as 15th place. But if we win, we could go as high as maybe 6th because of our results between teams against Olivier. So this is a very close table, and we're only 7 points away from the relegation playoffs, but we're 11 points clear of Benfica's B team, who are in the relegation zone right now. So I still think a mid-table finish is possible and should be realistically on the cards. Whether we can do that, I don't know. The preseason odds has now taken us down to 16th place with 100-1 odds to win the league. I'm not looking for a league win. I'm just looking for survival, quite frankly. And that's all I care about. But the question now is this. Can we hold on and do better and better things? Because I know our weaknesses. I really know what our weaknesses is at this point. And it's not goalkeeper. Which may sound weird when our best goalkeeper is 2 stars in the current thing. Pereira is now a 2.5-star player, according to our backroom staff. And I like to trust them because they're not useless. I think our weakness is actually our fullback position and our centre-back positions. I genuinely think it's a centre-back where we're weaknesses. And that may sound very strange, given that we've got Gudien, who can be a 3-star player here, and we've got Jafino, who could be a 3.5-star player there. But they're not consistent. And if we are to progress, we need more strength in depth in the centre-back position and players actually develop, as well as fullbacks who are consistent. We have only one player that's consistent in the centre-back position, and that's Barreto, and he's not exactly an amazing player. So I just need him to actually not be so poor. If we can make him be as good as I think he can be, and that's a second-tier player, and that's saying right back, not centre-back, then maybe, just maybe, we're looking good. Now, I know his heading's only 7, but he's 6'4". His jumping reach is 14. If we can improve his heading and his speed, then we're looking good. And that's just me being honest. We need to improve his pace and his heading. And literally, that's what I think we need to do at this point. Even his passing is good for this level, for this ability. Vision, not so much, but if we can make him be a centre-back and improve everything else, then we're looking good. We really are. Still, today we're taking on Muffra. We're taking them on. We need to beat them. They're down in 15th place. If we don't beat them, or if we don't manage to hold on for points, then I'm slightly concerned. I think if we win this, we're good. If we don't win this, then we know what the issue is. I think it's the defense. It really is the defense at this point. So the starting lineup is this. It's Survivor in goal because Paredes actually got another injury. Gudien as the right back. Barreto as the centre back along with Casanova. Paredes as the left back. Luis Santos, who has been developing quite nicely now, is the DM. He's going to be a star player for us. He really is. We've got Alvarez as the Mazzala support. Correa as the Mazzala attack. Thomas Barnes as the right back. Thomas Barnes as the right winger. Akende as the inside forward on the left. While Sandoval as a striker up front. So let's see how we do today in this match. Let's get going. Free kick, Barreto. We know we can score from these. Oh, he's almost done it again. He's hit the crossbar apparently. He didn't hit the keeper, but goodness. Throw in now. Gudien can take it. His Barnes. Here we are now. Alvarez. Now Gudien plays it across and okay. Here's Correa now. Finds Paredes. We know we can do something here. Play it in the middle. Hasn't done well with it. And maybe they're going to have a counter-attack now as Lado on the ball now. Xavier. Valiero. And now Simeos. Xavier on the ball. We need to do something with this. Lado. Zabus onside it looks like. And this is bad for our point of view. We've gone behind. Of course we have. I swear we're struggling now. And it's not enjoyable. They got a goal kick. If we go 2-0 down inside 80 minutes, I'll be absolutely furious. But we just haven't felt like a good team at the moment. Roca. I know we've had some good wins, but away from home, we're struggling a lot more. And I think it's my fault, personally, because I'm not changing anything at all about my tactics away from home. Maybe I should just be more defensive-minded or something, you know? As Lado goes for goal and hits the bar. Kende on the ball. Finds Correa. We're definitely not as bad as we're showing right now. That's the annoying part here. Sandoval. Barnes. Out wide to Gudien. Here we are now. Alvarez. Ball to Barnes. Sandoval. Oh, he's hit the bar. Here we are now. Free kick. Alvarez. And that's a pass. I don't know what to make of that. Because it doesn't feel like a very good pass, really. And if that's what we're going to be doing, then I should be disappointed, quite frankly. But Barreto gets the ball away, but only as far as their player. Now Roca. Lado's in. Lado should score. I swear I am starting to get frustrated now. Finds Alvarez. Now Barnes. Out wide to Gudien. What can he do? Alvarez. Gudien again. Alvarez. Back to Luis Santos. Correa. Barnes. Oh my god. If that is anything to be proud about, I don't know if that actually is, but we've got a tall team normally, so we should be fine outside of that situation, but we're just not really showing what we can do, and that's the annoying part here. Here's Zabo, and it's free. I'm just going to say this here now, this game's already over, and I'm already giving up on it. I really have. Gudien gets the ball back. Here's Barnes, now Sandoval. Here's Alvarez. If we get something out of this, or at least if we get a draw from this, then it'd be amazing. But I don't see us getting a draw here. Here's Sandoval. Finds Gudien. Barnes now. Finds Sandoval. Plays across to Correa. He's at the post. As if we need any more excuses. Here's Alvarez. At least Benfica's beat him and losing, which is great news. But that also means we're going to be going out even further the table. Here's Correa. Akende. Finds Correa out wide to Paredes. He can at least try something. Play across or something useful. Or play it back to Santos. Luis Santos to go for goal. Really good finish. That's one of the reasons why I love Luis Santos. He can just do that out of nothing. Really good finish. 3-1. But here we are now. Boateng. Simeos again. And we do get the ball back. Okay. Alvarez. Correa now. Barnes. What can we do? If we have our best players out there, when we're looking a lot better, but we don't have the best players right now. Here's Barnes on the ball. Plays it across. Oh, it's over the bar for Akende. Sandoval is on the ball. Here's Akende. Playing to Correa. I swear, if we can keep the ball down, we're doing better. Amosurati. Variero. Amuro. Variero. Ball forward. Maria, Lado, Roca, Maria. Scores again. I'm just disheartened, you know. The worst part is, we've not actually been terrible. Paredes for the throw. We do not deserve the scoreline. Aparici, Paredes, Sandoval. Ricardo Santos plays it back to Alvarez, denied by the keeper. Free kick, Aparici takes it. Ricardo Santos, Luis Santos. I find the problem with this team is we're creating chances, but we're blazing the wall over. Look how many shots we had off target. 11 shots we had off target. That's our problem. When they've managed to score 4, we've only got 1, and we only have ourselves to blame. We've been pathetic in front of goal, and our defence is useless. That's our problem. If we can get shots on goal and on target and actually score these efforts, we're fine. But we don't, because we can't figure out how to get shots on target. Get them on target, have a better goalkeeper who's not getting a 5.8, then we're fine. But we're not, because we're so poor. We have some really good talent in this team, but we keep on blowing our chances left, right, left, right, left, right. And in fact, the Lutano game, when they won, is actually the worst thing that could have happened, because we're now only 4 points away from the relegation playoffs. We cannot afford to screw this up as much as we have been in this game. This is the worst team I can remember for a very long time we've ever had. And that is saying a lot. At least we have Lunatano next, because if we don't win that game, we are screwed. The worst part is, we're only 1 point away from 8th place. That's the worst part. If we'd won, we'd be in the top half. Easily. We literally would be in 8th place right now. But because we got so many points, and we lost so badly, we're not. And it's frustrating to the point that I'm actually starting to wonder if this is worth continuing anymore. But I'll continue on either way. Either way though, I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys like and share this video. And subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a lot. But either way, until next time, bye, and well, good night.